Hey, what's up? What's up, everybody? This is Jeff from BKJMAC TV, and this is the BKJMAC podcast experience coming to you live from Brooklyn, New York. Today we're talking about an episode of Power. This is Force. Book 4, Force, with Tommy Egan, the character Tommy Egan. And let me tell you, this was episode 8, and I had just finished watching it. I was left angry and I was left upset at the end of the episode. Diamond, the character Diamond, who's seemingly coming up as a drug lord in Chicago. The series is based in Chicago, and Tommy originally, at the end of Power, decides to leave New York, and he was going to go to Cali to start a new life. And as he was heading to California, he decided to take an about turn and go into Chicago instead. And when he went into Chicago, a lot of lives were upended. The Flynn's, Diamond, his brother Jannard, just the girls, the women he dated. Their lives were going to be upended. And lo and behold, it became upended. People died. Things changed. Power became the thirst and the quest to get as much power as possible. Really was the culminating main point of the story. And when you look at Tommy and what he has done, the character of Tommy, what he has done is just whoa. He has gotten all the street gangs, all the street crews together, and now they're moving product, aka cocaine, through the streets of Chicago, through all the neighborhoods and the projects and whatnot. If you watch the beginning of season 2, there's an episode that disturbs me, and I think it was the murder of a little girl. And she was at home. She was walking with her mother, and then this guy tried to aim at Tommy, ends up shooting the little girl, and then they put the sheet over her, and then it's just like, it was ridiculous. It just left me disturbed, and I think that was a theme. It was a theme alert that, Chicago is that bad, and it just broke my heart. And then later on, I don't want to give this away. This is a spoiler in a sense. But this is just frankly a review about episode 8. Is a boy, young teenage boy, who basically, is speaking out against the violence in Chicago and trying to find some glimmering hope to try to restore Black pride and Black integrity, Black togetherness in the Black community. And his mother, tries to raise him the right way, and he's an example that he's trying to do the right thing. Diamond Samson, after just losing his father wasn't really in his life, just lost his father, and he tries to go a legitimate path while trying to maintain the drug game. He slowly tries to get away from it. He helps the woman's son out, and teaches the young boy how to box, how to defend himself, because he was being bullied by these young neighborhood murderers. And there's a reason why I call them murderers. You'll know why. Basically, he tries to take the young kid under his wing, try to be a father figure. Even the kid's actual father, who's just basically an absentee dad, a very ruthless person, tries to teach his son about the streets, but in the worst kind of way. Diamond pushes that kid's father away and tries to step in and be that kid's father, like almost like a foster father, a step-in father. And Diamond tries to forego for a moment that life of being a drug dealer and collecting money and collecting payments. But then he realizes something tragic was about to happen. The boy's mother tells Diamond, "Oh, I know all about you. I know who you are. I know who you are in the streets." And Diamond was like, "What? How do you know? Neighbors told me about you." And she says, "Oh, I could have easily gone away, but I'm a grown woman. I know who I'm getting involved with." And they quote Maya Angelou, the late great Maya Angelou, saying that whatever you see in the beginning is the person's true colors. So she was hoping that Diamond would prove Maya Angelou wrong, and that Diamond was trying to do that. But the moment had changed drastically. The teenage boy that Diamond was taking under his wing was able to defend himself against the neighborhood bullies. But the neighborhood bullies took his life when they shot him in the chest. And they ran away. And Diamond tries to call 911, and the boy dies in his arms, and they put a white sheet over him. That made me mad. When I saw that mother come by and she lifted the sheet up and she saw her boy under that sheet, it just made me mad. It just made me mad because it's like, it's not fair, because she did everything in her power, to raise that kid. Father wasn't really there, and just to see her in tears like that just broke my heart. Even though I know this is a fictional show, it's a show based on real events. Like, stuff like this happens all the time in Chicago, and it truly broke my heart, and I hated seeing that image. I wanted to see Diamond win. I wanted to see Diamond get this win and not have the boy get killed. I was hoping the writers would say he got shot in the arm or something and he survived and it was a close call, or the gun jammed and no bullet came out and the kids ran away and stuff like that. Just to see that, it just made me mad, and it just made me angry, and I hated seeing that, man. I wanted to see Diamond win, and then Diamond ends up accepting his role that he can't be a legitimate man, that he's just a drug dealer. He takes the money, he takes the cocaine and puts it all over himself. And then the moment Tommy walks in the barbershop and sees him in that state, because he's going through depression, he's drinking heavily because the kid's death is really a distraught moment in his personal life. So Diamond accepts his path, that he can never be a legitimate person, but a drug dealer. He does that further by cementing the fact that he kills his parole officer, which is crazy. And he's looked at himself in the mirror, and with his switchblade in his hand covered in the blood of the parole officer, he accepts his fate as a drug dealer in the neighborhood. Diamond Samson. And meanwhile, Tommy has a smile on his face. He's like, wow, I guess Diamond has accepted his place in the world. Unlike when Tommy was in New York and Ghost was venturing, he wanted to leave the drug game and he wanted to be legitimate, and he tried to do it to the best of his abilities, but something kept always calling Ghost back into the street life. So the point is, this episode was just a shot to end Diamond's path to legitimacy, maybe a singular path to get out of the drug game. And I hated that. I wanted to see Diamond win. I wanted to see Diamond out of the drug game. I wanted to see Diamond have a chance at legitimacy. I wanted to see Diamond with his newfound family, someone that he could look up to, someone brave. I like to see positive images on TV. I'm not just for the negative images. And that part of the episode I just didn't like. I really wanted to see a win for Diamond. But at the end of the day, When it comes to television, drama sells. That's it. Drama sells. And at that point, drama is clearly selling, and that's what the audience wants to see. But I'll tell you this, I want to see positivity. I want to see a guy leave the drug game and become legitimate and be positive for his community, be a positive force for his community. But again, that's just my opinion. So yeah, this was my review for episode 8, Force. You could catch it on Stars. There's 2 more episodes left before the season finale, which I'm gonna tell you right now, I hate so much, because I wish it was like 15 episodes. I hate the fact that it's 10 episodes, because you just gotta keep waiting and waiting and waiting. It's like, man, it's like a delayed soap opera effect. So, it is what it is. You enjoy it and you embrace it, and then you move on, wait for another next season and stuff like that. But definitely catch it. It's on Stars. This was episode 8. There's 2 more episodes coming by, and I think they're about to figure out who the snitch is in the group. Everybody knows it's Vic, and Vic really just fucked himself over. Let's see what would happen in episode 9. Thank you for listening. Please follow my YouTube, BKJMAC TV. I have over many thousands, hundreds of, I have several numbers of videos. Please tune in. I do reviews on there too as well. Thank you for listening. Peace, love, always appreciate you guys so much. Without you guys, I wouldn't be here right now. So I'm always showing love to the audience that's listening right now. Appreciate y'all always. This was season 3, episode 37. Peace, love, always. 1.